Hello, friends. I'm Mac Wilson. I'm joined in the current studio by MJ Lenderman. Jake, thanks for stopping in today.
Thanks for having me.
So you came in with your entire band, The Wind, today, and you played some songs. It was good to get everybody corralled in here. What's the last time that you were in Minnesota?
That's a good question. I believe it was maybe April or May last year with Wednesday. We played at First Ave. So it's been maybe about a year almost.
In retrospect, it's got to be one of those things where people will look back one day and they'll be like, not only did we get a full set from Wednesday and we got Lenderman to do a solo set at the same time, do you think like, oh my gosh, like I know that that's one of your bands too, but do you still look back on it like, it's pretty cool that we were able to do that all together in one place?
Well, it wasn't all together. It was like a Wednesday show.
Uh-huh.
But my band wasn't there.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but we have toured the two of us, and it is really fun to be all together because there's so much overlap, and it's only like two extra people.
Mm-hmm. So, Jake, during the COVID-19 pandemic especially, we would usually open up conversations with artists by asking something along the lines of, how are you doing? And I know that you have a lot on your mind lately with the recovery in your hometown of Asheville right now from Hurricane Helene, which has swept through. And I'm sure that there's lots to go into, but I'm curious, where's your head at today? Is it compartmentalizing, or is it always there for you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely all of our minds are on Asheville, and our hearts are heavy. But we're doing what we can to raise some money on the road, and I just put a song out on this compilation called Cardinals at the Window with like 135 other artists. They've raised like over $300,000 already, so we're doing what we can. It's nice to all be together, and because we're going through this together, and but our minds are at home too.
I'm sort of curious because in what I've been reading about the new compilation that's out, it's billed as, there's 134 songs on it led by MJ Lenderman. You're at the top of the list for it. So were you one of the brainchilds behind it, or are you just one of the many folks who contributed?
No, I don't know why it said that. I think that was just whatever publication posted about it, but there were some friends from North Carolina that put it together. I just made a song for it.
And am I reading right that you did the live debut or something close to it last night at First Ave?
Yeah, we played it for the first time last night.
And what was the reception of it? I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it out to the show, but I'm curious how it went over.
I think it went over well. It's kind of a jam, so we got lost in it, but I think the crowd was pleased. It was an awesome audience last night.
It got me thinking about those compilations that came out. Did you have any of the Red Hot compilations for charity, like Dark Was the Night, which came out like circa 2009?
No, I would have been 10 years old.
Well, right. You were born in 1999, which when I found that out, it shocked me because I'm 40. And the first time I heard your music, Jake, I thought, well, this is a guy who's clearly very seasoned. He's been out on the road for a long time, and I expected him to be closer in age to me. And I'm like, wait, MJ Lenderman was born in 1999. Like it's astonishing the level of maturity that you have in your songwriting and your performing that I've gotten just over the last couple of years. So that's a compliment just straight to you.
Thank you.
So one thing I noticed too is that you've got the new record Manning Fireworks out on cassette tape, among other things to be sold at your venues. So I'm thinking, if you're born in 1999, did you ever have any?
I actually did, because in high school I drove I think it was a 94, 96 Honda Accord, and it had a tape player in it. So I actually developed a pretty decent cassette collection for that.
Did you inherit any of them, or did you like go thrifting to get these?
I bought some of them, and then I did inherit a few. There was, I think, a Prince one. Speaking of Minneapolis,
mm-hmm.
I think that was my mom's.
You didn't cover Purple Rain last night, did you?
No.
Everybody does that in the main room. So it's fun when somebody, stretches out a little bit or just doesn't bother to do it. So that's cool. Do you remember which Prince one it was?
I believe it's Purple Rain.
Yeah, okay. There's a Craig Finn solo song where he talks about it, putting the 1999 into a cassette player. I just remembered that. We're here in the current studio with MJ Lenderman. Jake, to bring things into a little bit more of the levity sense, I was going to ask you about some memes that I had seen online. So I typed it in. And of course, there's a whole article about how you share memes with your family and your group chat about your music and your life.
Well, yeah, I try to not see those if possible, but my if my sisters see something funny enough, they'll send it.
So here's one on Twitter that I saw, and it was like formatted like one of those YouTube movie reviews. It says, MJ Lenderman Manning Fireworks album closer explained in all caps. Like somebody did an entire, explainer behind the closer on the record. So if anybody, spoiler alert, if you've listened to Manning Fireworks, you'll know that probably about the last 7 or 8 minutes of that song is guitar feedback. As I even saw over here, you've got a microphone pointed directly at your speaker. I didn't know if you were trying to emulate that. So can you give any explainer to that?
No.
Okay, that's fair enough. Some things are best left unexplained, and that's a good thing. Here with MJ Lenderman, and I don't really have a question around this one, but the song She's Leaving You, it's one of the best things that I've heard all year because of its ostensibly its straightforwardness and its simplicity, and yet it's something that you can just keep playing over and over again. And I think that that's the hallmark of a great song, is that it sounded like it took you 5 minutes to write and it lasts a lifetime. So how long did it take you to write She's Leaving You?
About 5 minutes.
Great. It is all adding up exactly the way that I thought it would. Well, we are in the studio with MJ Lenderman, and judging by how your career has gone, we'll welcome you back soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you again for stopping in. It's great to have you.
The Current is public media made possible thanks to member support.